Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about The Bachelor, Season 28, Episode 3. Let's get right into it.
Environment. You're making me feel like I'm in a horror movie.
I'm done feeling attacked tonight.
People blowing it out of proportion.
I don't know if I should send both of them home. I don't know how I'm going to make a decision.
Okay, so it is week 3 of Joey's journey. It's a new day and the women are super ready to go. Every week is like a fresh start. So there are 18 women. There will be 2 group dates and a one-on-one. So Adina, Kelsey, Lexi, Krista, Sydney, Leah, and Maria are going on the first group date. The day card said, "I'm looking for Mrs. Right." So the girls go and they meet Joey at some sort of theater. And Joey has some special guest. Some women from the Golden Bachelor. That was super cool. The Askin ladies, it was so great to see them because they went through this journey not too long ago. So what they're going to do is that they're going to have a pageant. They are given like about an hour to rehearse. They go dress up, they go find some props because, of course, the pageant includes a talent show. The theater then gets full of people. The ladies come out ready to perform. Joey and the ladies of the Golden Bachelor are like the judges. The pageant begins. They sort of just walk down and do some dance, do some funny things. But then the fun part is the question and answer portion. So they ask like some hypothetical questions like, well, if you and Joey were married in 30 years, and what would you do to spice things up again? Or have you ever faked it? If you and Joey were trapped in an elevator, what would you all do? Then they were all giving funny answers, but Lexi got a very emotional question about what is Joey's most attractive quality, and she said his heart, the way that he's able to talk to people and be compassionate. For the talent portion, Edwina sang the song, and I don't know how Joey didn't burst out laughing because I would have, but it was definitely unique. Some of them did some gymnastics, some cartwheels. Some of them just embraced the fact that they sucked and had no talents, which was fun too. Sydney, on the other hand, started doing some sort of cheerleader chant, and it was so awkward. I kind of felt bad for her. And let me tell y'all, even this portion, Lexi kicked it out the park. So she says that she needs Joey to come up there with her because she's been told that she's the world's best kisser and she wants some feedback. So she asks for some music to come out in the background and she makes out with Joey. And that kiss was like a bedroom kiss, if you get what I'm saying. So taking everything into account, and after some deliberation, the winner of the Mrs. Right pageant goes to Lexi. It is then the night portion of the group date, and the girls are kind of salty that Lexi won because they say that some of them put more effort. Get over it, ladies. She won. Better luck next time. The first person who Joey talks to is Lexi, and he fills her in a little on why he made the decision and why she was named the winner, and he feels a connection, so they kiss again. With Kelsey, I feel like her and Joey seemed very comfortable speaking to one another. Like, just based on this conversation, you would think that they've been dating for a while. He says that her personality definitely jumped out today, so he has strong feelings about her. Good conversations with Edwina and Allison. With Maria, there's something special and something that intrigues Joey a lot about her. She tells him that today she was out of her comfort zone, but she has a bone to pick with him. She says, well, I thought this talent show was about us showing our talents. Joey says, there was more to my decision than just the talent portion. And she says, well, I didn't know that it was going to be a kissing contest. Listen, this sounds like she's complaining. If I were Joey, I wouldn't take that as a good thing. I would just be like, let it go. Of course, though, Joey sees this as a positive. He says, oh, she's comfortable sharing this with me, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate it, but I think it's kind of arrogant for her to bring this up. Then Joey talks to Medina. He asks if everything's okay. Is there anything that she wants to tell him? And she does, but she doesn't really know how to. He wants to be a safe space for her. So she brings up the age thing. She heard that some girls were invalidating her and what she was feeling, saying that Medina wasn't even that old. So she tells him about this drama. She says that she felt bullied. She didn't name any names. That's good, even though Joey did ask, but she didn't. Also, back at the mansion, just for a little quick second, they find out that the one-on-one is going to Jenn. She's super excited. But let's go back. So then after these conversations, Joey goes to tell the ladies that he's heard about the drama and wants everyone to get along. And the group date, Rose goes to Kelsey. That surprised me, so I guess Lexi winning meant nothing, but I guess good for Kelsey. A. But again, someone told him that there was some bullying going on, and that scares him. So if something needs to be said, he wants to hear about it. When he leaves, Medina says that, he was probably referring to me because of what I told him. I told him that I feel bullied. I didn't say any names. But Maria got super aggressive and combative. She says, bully is a big word. Explain why you felt bullied by me. So Medina says, because you kept bothering me, trying to, get me to answer who told me what you said. Then Sydney jumps in and Maria says, I don't want to hear from you right now. Sydney says, you are always talking, ish about people. And Maria says, we got to stick together. We can have a conversation on how you felt, Medina. Sydney, on the other hand, is the troublemaker, she says, and she doesn't want to hear from her. So they start to bicker, Maria and Sydney. You're this, you're that. Super petty and catty. It's weird. And I feel like it's really not that big of a deal. But now Maria feels bad that this might get in the way with her relationship with Joey. The next morning, everyone keeps talking about this drama. Most of them are definitely on Maria's side. Maria talks to Medina, and Medina is kind of over it. They're both willing to bury it. And of course, she didn't name any names to Joey, so they should be fine. But Maria's problem now is going to be with Sydney. But her and Medina agree to move on. It is then time for Joey's one-on-one. It's Joey and Jenn. Jenn is so pretty. They go to some get some surfboards, and they get some suits because they're going surfing at the beach. She says she was nervous but excited. They had a sweet conversation. She tells him about because they cheered. They were drinking some kind of soda or something. And she says, you got to look at me in the eyes because if you don't, 7 years of bad sex. He had no idea about that, but now he knows. And then they have fun. They're surfing. Do y'all know how to surf, by the way? Let me know, because I don't. I don't even know how to swim. But they had a lot of fun. They clicked. Then they shared a kiss, laying on the sand, wet with the water, and the sun is setting. That was everything. But then it is time for the night portion of the day. Jenn wore this red dress, perfect for a date. He says that he had a great day. He felt butterflies. Then Jenn opens up. She goes into detail about her upbringing. She says that her parents didn't have the best marriage, and although they were together, it was not a loving environment. She also says that she cut her dad out of her life. I think it was a lot of things she was sharing, considering it was the first date. No offense, but Joey feels for her. He wants to be open and to hear her. And I'm gonna say, I think Jenn is gonna definitely fall in love with him like a lot. So then he takes her outside, and it's beautiful. They had some sort of they weren't fireworks. It was kind of like lights in the sky and there were words popping up, and then eventually it said, "Will you accept this rose?" And it drew a picture of a rose up there. It was really creative and over the top. That was really, really amazing. And she accepts the rose, and they kiss. The girls at the house get a card for the next group date. It says Caitlin, Autumn, Rachel, Daisy, Evelyn, Kelsey, T, Star, and Jess for this group date. And it says, I'm done playing singles. So it is now the next day, in the group date, they go to some tennis court. And Joey had some guests over there too. James Balky and Pam Shriver. Some tennis players. The ladies served some balls, but then Jesse comes out and tells them to go into the locker room. And then when they come back, they have completely transformed the court into a tournament with people there. Jesse and the players that are invited are now commentators. And the girls come out in some ridiculous outfits like hot dogs, beehives, babies, lobster, and butter. It was funny. So it's like 2 versus 2. They have 3 matches and then they have a championship. And I like that the girls in this state were all able to have fun and make fun of themselves. And then the winners are Evelyn and Kelsey. Later that night, it's the night portion of this group date. So Joey talks to Caitlyn. She's nice. She reminds me of someone. I just can't remember who. I don't think she's the one. Maybe that'll change, but I don't think they're meant to each other. I don't know. I just have a feeling. But I do appreciate that she really opened up. She went into detail of her family, the women in her family specifically. She wants to break the single curse in her family because all of them are single except her. Well, she wants her not to be single, so she tells him that, and she says that she has a crush on him. So she really is a nice person. Then Rachel comes to talk to Joey, and as they hugged, her earring got caught in his sweater. That was so awkward for her, but I thought it was funny. So they were literally, like, her ear was literally stuck to his shoulder for like 2 minutes. She then made sure to talk a lot and share about herself with him. Like, she talks about her dad, who's the most important person in her life. He also had a good moment with Kelsey. It was great to see Daisy talk to him again. Of course, they had their one-on-one last week. He wanted to make sure that everything was okay with her, because it can be a lot. And she says that she is capable of taking it all in, and she even lets him touch her implant for her hearing. So, and I think that's pretty intimate. So after all these conversations, Joey gives the date rose to Caitlyn. Back in the house, Sydney is still mad at Maria. She's fuming. She's talking to Leah, and I'm surprised that Leah was egging her on to bring this situation up to Joey. The same Leia crying about that mysterious date card night 1. So then it is then a new day, and the cocktail party is supposed to be later, but Jesse comes and says that there will not be a cocktail party because they're going to have a fun lunch day, sponsored by none other than Kentucky Fried Chicken. What a random sponsor, but I loved it, and the girls loved it too. So they had everything. I mean, chicken, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, french fries, macaroni and cheese, biscuits, drinks, and KFC even gave them like floaties and towels. Wow, it was crazy. So they were having like a field day. They were hanging out by the pool, eating, playing games. But that only lasts for a little bit, of course, because Sydney just can't help herself. So she goes up to Joey. She tells him the story of Medina from her perspective, and she actually names Maria and says that Maria was attacking Medina and herself. And she is... So Sydney is kind of like playing the hero, but the victim at the same time. And Joey is upset because he doesn't want a hostile environment, which is what Sydney is telling him that Maria is creating. Of course, he thanks her for bringing that up to him. No surprise on that. So then he goes to pick up Maria. He says, you know what, Maria, I just had a conversation that was very alarming. I was told that you were verbally abusive. You were creating a hostile environment by bothering Medina and Sydney and cursing at her. Maria says no. She says that she's been bullied. She was about to cry because she feels like she's not been received as well as she thought she was going to be by the other women. I did feel bad for her because I don't think it's really that serious. I think it's being blown out of proportion. She tells Joey that this really stems from nothing. So now Joey is confused, but Maria does say to him, if you like Sydney, there's no way you can like me because we're completely different. So with all of that, Joey is going to think about it and come with a conclusion, but that is all the time that Joey will spend to them today. The girls are left and the group was there. It was awkward. Sydney is trying to start mess. She does say that Maria is a manipulator. It was crazy. It is then later that night time for the rose ceremony, and the roses go to Lexi, Leah, Rachel, Medina, Daisy, Jess, Autumn, Allison, Maria, and the final rose goes to Sydney. Okay, Joey, that was messy. So that means that Evelyn, Krista, and Star, unfortunately, are sent home. It was sad because they were great women, but these are the women who will be continuing. It's crazy how fast and intense these connections are forming, considering that it's only been 3 episodes. But that was it for this week, you guys. And then next week, there will be a 2-night event. It'll be on Monday and Tuesday, so I'm gonna see how I'm gonna figure that out because I do Vanderpump Rules on Tuesdays. But let me know your thoughts for this episode. What did you make about this? The dates, first of all, with Jenn and the other group dates. But what do you think about Sydney and Maria? Whose side are you on? Let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. You have a great one. Bye.